All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachakwadash. That's the Heavenly Father and the Son by their true Hebrew names. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, in pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Shalom, mighty shalom. All right. And as you see here, I have an article entitled, "A Judge Denies Probation for a Defendant, Then Gets Violently Attacked in Court." A judge denies probation for a defendant, then gets violently attacked in court. And ultimately, this is biblical prophecy, because as it is written, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning destruction. And Apostle Tahar, the Spirit and Power Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, coined the year 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's right. And ultimately, we're seeing that in this society. We're seeing the uproars of the people. We're seeing sedition. We're seeing civil wars, race wars. All these things are looming and brewing, and ultimately they're on the table for the 2024 hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right. As well as the deliverance of the elect of Israel, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. All right. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Our deliverance is also on the table, as well as destruction. But as it is written, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. The Lord ultimately said he will set Egyptian, not for Egyptian, but against Egyptian. Okay? This is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt. And that's likened on to America. Okay? Because America is laid with a heavy burden, and ultimately that's likened onto a great millstone, man. All right, which is prophecy, the testimony of Yahweh Shai. These words, they're faithful and true. So that burden of prophecy, ultimately America being destroyed, lays upon this place, and the Lord is setting the scene ultimately to destroy America. And we're seeing it via these plagues, pestilence, famine, wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, uproars of the people, sedition, okay? All these things were prophesied to happen, and they are. It says, "Behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt." And the Lord is going to visit America, all right, on that farther ship. Yahweh Shai will crack those clouds, and ultimately, as it is written in Revelation, the 19th chapter, likened unto that white horse, faithful and true, he doth judge and make war. Okay, so the Lord is ultimately luring these heathen nations for a battle, Armageddon. All right, Yahweh Shaphat, the mountain of troops. Okay, the valley of decision. So the Lord is going to do away with these nations, and specifically Babylon the Great. All right. That whore that sitteth upon many waters, many nations of people. And it says, "And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." And we see the heart of Egypt failing in the midst thereof right now. All right, pertaining to this article. As it reads, "A judge denies probation for a defendant, then gets violently attacked in court." All right, and then you could even go into different postings and different videos on YouTube of this video, and you go to the comments, and everybody's not for America like they used to. Okay, the majority of people that are in the comment sections, they're saying, "Oh, that was good what happened." The majority of these judges, they don't have any respect when they're giving out sentences. They don't even care about the people that they're sending up the road, or denying and putting more decrees on. So that's the spirit in Babylon. The Lord is melting the spirit of pride, all right? The spirit of control and dominion that America has possessed for so long. And the Lord is also doing it with these BRICS nations and these other nations, all right, that are attached to these BRICS nations that are joining in and dumping the American dollar, weakening the American dollar, all right? So let's play this video Salakia. I'm going to read verse 2. It says, Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the Lord also, in a roundabout way, spoke of that in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right, there's going to be a war against city versus city, people versus people, and realm against realm, roughly paraphrasing. But that's exactly what you're seeing down to your everyday conversations with individuals. Everyone is against each other. Everyone has a problem or a disposition against one another, man. The Lord is putting that spirit of, like Yahushua said, I come to set a variance. All right. And we see that. And it's going to lead to all out collision and an implosion in the society. So the Lord is sending Egyptians against Egyptians. And they're not going to regard their higher ups, because it's going to be a struggle to get a meal in a day in these up and coming days, man. But the Lord said his servant shall eat. So let's play this video. Lord willing to be edifying. Okay, and as you can see in the video, and as a reason to caption, the judge denies probation for a defendant, then gets violently attacked in court. So she denied his probation. And there's other angles of this video which shows the actual conversation and the dialogue that they had, and the things that were said between him and her. And I think this article is going to go into it. Let's read. It says, a Nevada judge was assaulted in court immediately after she denied the defendant's request for probation. Video from a Clark County District Court shows. It says defendant, I'm just not going to say his name. It says defendant. I'll say defendant. Defendant was in the Las Vegas courtroom Wednesday to be sentenced on the charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm, court's report. During the hearing, defendant and his attorney asked the judge for probation rather than time behind bars, saying the 30-year-old is getting his life back on track with a new job and plans to resume his education. The defendant said he is addressing his mental health issues and trying to learn from his mistakes. The judge then read the defendant's criminal history aloud in court, which included, as you see here, is some criminal history. All right. You've got a lot going on, sir, the judge told him. His attorney told the judge he believes his client could successfully complete probation. I appreciate that, the judge replied, but I think it's time that he get a taste of something else, because I just can't with that history. Seconds later, the defendant shouted out, F that. As you see here, this is what he shouted out. Here we go. All right. Now, this is a quote unquote judge in the society. All right. They have the authority to really kill or heal. They can destroy a situation or they can fix it. All right. In accordance with the quote unquote law. But the scriptures tell you this. Let's get it real quick. This is Zephaniah 3:3. And this is speaking of America. I'm going to start at 1. Zephaniah 3:1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. And that's talking about America. America is an oppressing, it's a filthy city, man. The things that are allowed here, man. It's ungodly. It's perverse. It's inhumane. And the Lord is going to destroy this place off of the face of the earth, saying that he will not utterly destroy Jacob. So the Lord has left a remnant of godly men that are going to restore the planet earth in righteousness, under whom the world ain't really calls Jesus Christ, Yahushua. Point blank, period. Verse 2, she obeyed not the voice. She received not correction. She trusted not in the Lord Yahweh. She drew not near to her power. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bone till the morrow. So you have certain situations where higher ups are given the authority over you so-called Native Americans and Latinos' lives to judge over it, and they gnaw not the bone to the marrow. Meaning what? They sweep you, man. All right, they give you 100 years. All right, scriptures tell you Isaiah 10:1, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. Let's get that real quick. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievous which they have prescribed. You see, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, that they may rob the fatherless. And that's exactly what this justice system, quote unquote, does to you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. It robs you blind, all right, institutionalizes you, all right, and oppresses you. It's built against you, man. 3/5 of a human, all right, amendments subject to change, but the benefits of these things that are decreed, they're against you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. So this is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws. You see? So what sorrow awaits the unjust judges, and this is a reflection of it. All right, here we go. They're not regarding their kings nor princes. It said in Zephaniah 3 that what? The judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bone to the marrow, roughly paraphrasing. So it says, they deprive the poor of justice and deny the rights of the needy among my people. They prey on widows and take advantage of orphans. Right? You so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. They oppress you. But it's written. The Lord said he would put that yoke upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee, man. This is talking about Esau, Edom. This is the system he has built to ultimately oppress you Israelites, man. So let's go back and see if there's any more. It says, the judge stayed on the ground for several minutes before standing up, appearing to say she hit her head. It says, the judge experienced some injuries and her condition is being monitored. But if you go into these different comment sections of what happened in this video and different reposts of it, you'll see people saying, hey, what's his GoFundMe? I'll fund money for this guy because I was treated like this by a judge. So this is just an ultimate stain that's on America. So let's go back to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And it says, bear with me. Second Ezra 15 and 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And what happened in this article, reading, a judge denies probation for a defendant, then gets violently attacked in court. That's a small example of what's coming down the line. All right. What's coming for America in a great way. And it's going to happen. And you're going to see much more of these inhabitants and citizens, because the word civil goes into citizen. So we have a civil war. It's a war between citizens. So these different citizens, they're bucking up to the government because it's unjust. It's corrupt. From the food to the policies to the labor. All these things are made to oppress the poor, like the scriptures say, man. All right. So, Lord willing, this message was edifying. I'm going to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harachak, Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, and pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Kwam Yasha Allah, Shalom.